A film called Homebound is already getting some Oscar buzz this year. It's been selected as India's official entry for the Best International Feature category. Backed by Martin Scorsese and inspired by a New York Times essay, the movie, which is now out on Netflix, tells the story of two childhood friends in rural India whose dreams collapsed during the pandemic. Chanel Call has more from Mumbai, India.
Homebound is a story of friendship. The film is in Hindi and stars Ishan Kathar and Vishal Jaithwa.
They're almost like brothers to each other.
It was inspired by this 2020 New York Times essay about the painful and trying journey home for millions of Indian migrant workers during the pandemic.
These are real, ordinary people you're
Absolutely.
playing.
And it's touching a raw nerve in people. It's almost like switching on a dormant humanity, a part of yourself that you've forgotten.
Mohammad Soeb, हमारा दोस्त है.
दोस्त नहीं मजबूरी.
Kathar and Jaithwa play two friends named Shoaib and Chandan, who come from struggling families in rural India.
Soeb result आ गया.
Shoaib is a Muslim, and Chandan a Dalit, historically considered the lowest in India's caste system. And though the caste system was abolished in 1950, the film shows how systemic discrimination still exists.
कल को पुलिस में भर्ती होने के बाद भी ये लोग थाने में झाड़ू ना लगाए हमसे.
As the two men try to join the police force.
This film talks about friendship, loyalty, family issues, poverty, happiness also, joy also, and they are very human.
This is a film about characters that are marginalized. It's not a film that really victimizes them, but it celebrates their humanity. That's what's really beautiful about it.
The film follows the two as they leave their village to work in a factory. Then, the pandemic hits, and when the factory closes down, the migrant workers are forced to make a harrowing journey home. It's a personal story for director Neeraj Gavin, whose first film, Masan, premiered a decade ago and won 2 Cannes Awards.
I was again scouting for my next for a very long period of time.
In Homebound, much of Chandan's character is based on Gavin's own life.
जनरल में कौन सी कैटेगरी से हो?
Including the caste his family once belonged to.
I sort of masqueraded as a member of the upper caste. The fear of abandonment was so much that I used to always walk on eggshells around my friends. It created a huge vacuum in me. It created a huge persona of insecurity. When you live a life of secrets, it is never a life fully lived.
Was there a part of you that was nervous or afraid to share the story?
Absolutely.
It's an Indian story starkly different than the ones this titan of Indian cinema is known for. We met producer and director Karan Johar in his Mumbai office. He's made some of India's most iconic films. Homebound, a rare departure.
With all humility, when I read it, I just knew this was going to be one of the most important films that my company, my studio, has made or will perhaps make.
Homebound even caught the eye of Hollywood heavyweight Martin Scorsese.
I love the audiences in America to see this picture.
Who signed on as an executive producer.
And his notes have been so useful. And he told me, stay with the boys. Because your story is about the boys. The friendship is the story. So it really helped me. I literally took out like a 20-minute track out of the film.
Like we are so attached to our babies, we don't want to let go of something that. And you know the toughest part for me.
My last film was 3 hours and 16 minutes. I know.
This summer, the film premiered with a 9-minute long standing ovation at Cannes.
What was that like?
It was a release, and I think Karan was sitting next to me and I hugged him. I don't know how it happened that his hug, like, I broke down so heavily.
Oh my God, like it was what you literally know or feel or perhaps read as an out-of-body experience.
Then, 4 months later, Homebound became India's official submission for the Oscars in the Best International Feature Film category.
What is it like to have your work be considered for an Oscar?
I think these kind of feelings we can't describe in words, actually.
But like many films that take on controversial topics, Homebound faced some challenges with its domestic release.
हमारे ही कार्ड क्यों मंगवाए जा रहे हैं? समझते हो ना?
India's Central Board of Film Certification requiring changes.
So how do you feel about having to make some edits and cuts along the way?
They were really very minor. Literally, the cuts made have not compromised the film's emotional DNA. Not at all.
This film now becoming India's chance at making history.
The nominees for this year's Best Foreign Language Film.
Despite being home to one of the biggest film industries in the world, only 3 Indian movies have ever been nominated in the Best International Feature Film category, and none have won.
We sometimes get typecast as a song and dance, frivolous filmmaking nation, which we are not. Every year, from all languages of India, we produce some of the most beautiful films. But sometimes the Western gaze on ours is still Bollywood. But we also make the deeply heartfelt, cerebral, impactful, emotionally resonant cinema that the world must watch.
What would an Oscar win mean, not just for you, for Homebound, but for India?
It would mean the world to us. Like literally, I think it would put us in the cinematic global map. And that's what we really want.
A nomination, a step towards introducing a broader international audience to the world of Indian cinema. For CBS Saturday Morning, Chanel Call, Mumbai, India.
I love this piece. Bollywood is one of the biggest movie industries in the world, right? It's up there with Hollywood and Nollywood in Nigeria, and it's just great to see a film like this get the recognition it deserves. And you're starting to see a shift in the way viewers in this country watch movies now. There are international movies that that are in foreign languages that do really, really well with people here.
Yeah, subtitles no longer just a nope, won't go there.
Yeah.
But I mean, hearing how everybody is so passionate about that and the reasons behind the film, it makes you want to watch it.
Yeah, and what he said about the idea that India's films are song and dance.
Yeah.
Check out the films that Satyajit Ray, the Apu trilogies. Like that's the real filmmaking that it's all about.